Okay. So, welcome
Dude.
to... What?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. The introduction's been ruined.
Dude, I was just gonna say, people, we kept it under wraps. We have Batman on our team, man.
Yeah.
We have Batman on our team.
Batman's on the podcast.
Who can stop us?
No.
Who can stop us?
Alright, folks. So, welcome to episode 11 of Boons and Conditions. We're your source for competitive, structured PvP news, discussion, banter. Definitely with the banter being heavy. We're recording live on Twitch, so if you're if you're listening the audio-only version, make sure you tune in on Tuesdays are going to be our ideal day, but we'll see. We love engaging with the chat room, so people that aren't speaking on the podcast that are guests, we try to answer your questions while the show's going, and then we can bring up your questions live as well, so it's a nice engaging experience. But yeah, we're here to kind of help grow, foster the PvP community, so we have a good launch and a good community post-launch as well. So for feedback, tweet us or use our contact form. I think we're about to break 1,500 followers on our Twitter account, so make sure you follow us there, and of course our YouTube page. All the links will be in the show notes, so they're also on the screen. Our guests, Quark, you're back. We can't get you off the show.
Yay. Yep.
Man. So we heard you're sponsored by Refreshy now. Is that true?
No, the rumor's not true. I'm not sponsored by Refreshy yet.
All right.
One day. Right now, it's just shameless self-promotion.
All right. How do we have this listed here? We have Izkimar. You're returning from episode 9. There's
Oh yeah.
We have some video of you.
Do we know?
No, we don't. We just have these sweet pictures and thumbnails.
Dude, why do you always find some way to insult me like that, dude?
I'm sorry.
Gosh, in front of the viewers too.
My bad. I'm sorry, man. Just come back for next week's episode, please.
I don't know if I'm even coming back, man.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. No, never mind. Also returning is Tpyo. He was in episode 8, and he's the ranger you see in a lot of the footage we have streaming. So how you doing today, Tpyo?
Pretty good.
How dare you? I'll insult you yet. Now, this is his first time on the show, and you've probably seen his footage and articles on Guild Wars Insider. It's kind of a small website, but we have Fredzw. So, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Now you're low.
Invitation.
Now you're low. Speak louder.
No, I'm low.
Oh, there you go. There we go. Okay.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, thanks for the invitation, and yeah, I'm pretty good.
And for those that don't know, he is in Euroland, so it's late there, so everyone should give him a round of applause in the chat room.
Actually, it's the light here, so...
What?
Oh,
Yeah, it's like 6 now.
Witchcraft. Yeah, we're pretty late over here, so it's daylight over here, there, and it's sunlight over here. We have some quick news, even though we're a SPVP podcast. Stress test is tomorrow. I'm sure you guys are talking about it already. The worlds or servers of Guild Wars 2 have also been announced. There's more European servers than North American servers. What do you guys think about that?
Euro for life.
It's actually not a surprise, man. Like, what the EU community for Guild Wars 1 was massive.
Okay, that's good. Next topic. Game is going to be launching probably a few hours earlier for some folks, so it won't be at midnight. All right?
I don't know. That's weird. Because they said they might turn the servers on 3 hours earlier. So all that's going to do is have everyone on their servers 3 hours earlier. Just trying to F5 and get in.
Right. They have like 3 hours to basically say, oh crap, and make sure they don't do an error. What, 34? Was that the Diablo error?
But dude, that's so you actually get in at the right time, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they start 3 hours earlier.
Yeah.
3 hour delay.
They can't be late.
Yeah.
They can't be late.
Then they're not late, you know?
That's good. That's good. All right, so that's all the news. You guys don't care about that. You guys are me playing soon enough. So let's move on to the meat of the content. So the meat. So
Sick.
Pass me my meat.
oh man. Tonight's show we're gonna focus on 4 of the 8 professions. So we have we'll be discussing the Elementalist, Engineer, Ranger, and Warrior. And if you haven't figured out, we have specialists on each of those professions. So, yes. Now, the goal right now is to bring on people who are familiar and have shown success in the betas. And once release happens, we'll see who's doing well and try to get them on the show as well. Because we want to make sure you guys are getting like the bleeding edge content, getting news that's accurate, and figure out what's working right in the game. Because it's a developing meta. So, well, Izkimar, do you want to start things off with the Elementalist?
Elementalist? What's that, dude?
Elementalist. It's some
The worst class.
Dude, I don't know
say
anything
profession,
about
or they're gonna get ya.
Did you promise people that I would talk about Elementalists?
I kind of did.
Yeah. Now, what do you want me to say about them? You know?
Well, do you want to summarize? Okay, so people are trying to pick their profession.
We get a general like look at them, or
general look at them. What do they look like?
Oh.
Do they wear armor?
Nah.
The show notes.
Yeah, refer to the show note. Oh, okay. Oh, oh no.
Nah, man. Elementalist. It's a really versatile class. You know, you can fulfill many different roles. You got your roamer type with either scepter dagger and dagger. They both bring some really nice play to the table. And then you got that really nice picture of me, you know, the mesmer
I panned you some of your
internet
footage.
is designing after me, like because of my Elementalist play.
Yeah.
And then you got my favorite, you know, the staff, man. The staff, it can play, you know, glass cannon and support really well. Even when you're glass cannon, you provide some nice support with your regen and condi removal and stuff, and you get a lot of area control, and I don't know, man. It's a real versatile class.
Well,
staff does not suck 1v1. Don't you say that.
Uh-oh. Chat room's getting wild again.
Say that.
Uh-oh.
They're getting wild in that chat,
I
man.
see you guys.
Get down. Nah, staff is actually a really good 1v1 weapon. They just its tool set's actually a little bit harder to adjust to than scepter dagger. Scepter dagger's a little easier to hop on to first. Staff takes some work, man.
Well, what is the current like strong roles in structured PvP from your knowledge? Like, what do they bring to the table well? Like, what would you typically build towards in matches or team compositions? Like, are you balanced across the board? Do you do a little bit of everything?
It depends on our comp. Like, the two builds that I brought most was this glass cannon staff build that still had a little bit of good support, but it had heavy AoE damage, and it still has the same amount of control. And then my other build was a real big support build, and what I do is I would act as basically a group connie remover. Okay. I would remove lots of connies from my group. I would keep a lot of regen sustain, as you can see in the video with my healing rain. You know,
healing rain.
I'd be putting down geyser for a little bit of healing, and I still put out decent damage. You know, like with all the AOE. So it's not like I'm building this tanky support build that can't do anything to anybody. I can actually 1v1 fairly well and kill most things unless they're really tanky too. Then we get into this fight that kind of never ends till I get support. But it's really versatile.
Let's take a step back and what do the other guys, the non-elementalists, think about the profession? When you see an elementalist on the field, what do you think of? And Quark, I'm gonna pick on you, buddy. You're first.
All right. Well, first things first. If they're in Asura, we'll imagine I can't see what weapon they're using. I'm gonna look for either Lava Font or Dragon's Tooth. Once I see those, I pretty much know exactly what they're gonna be doing. And then I can play around that. They are really good, and I think the most annoying thing about them is how well they can sustain themselves, even when you're just trying to lay into them, because they have things like the Healing Rain and their heal signet that whenever they use a skill, they get a little heal. So if you just kind of know those things, you can counter them by using like poisons. Confuse is really good on them if they're going to always be swapping and using a lot of skills. You can definitely tell when an elementalist is a glass cannon, just because they do have such a difference in how much damage they can do. Like, if you get in a lava font and it's really hurts you, you're going to definitely be able to tell that other than like if you step in a lava font, you don't really feel it. You're like, oh, okay, this is going to be maybe a healing elementalist or kind of a support elementalist, and they're not going to do a whole lot of damage. So maybe I can focus on a squishier target then. Is that what you're asking for?
Sure.
I forgot the question.
Yeah, you can't be wrong. You can't be wrong.
I'll tell you what elementalists do.
Tell us
They
your
win.
secret.
They win the whole matchup for you,
What?
according to the chat. According to the chat, you know.
I don't have chat up right now.
They auto win, man. That's what
Oh,
elementalists do.
they are really strong.
I think
guys
they
to
need
have
a
on
little.
team comp.
They need a little
they do
bit
a lot.
of nerfing. I'm gonna say it. I'll take the heat. I'm sorry, Izkimar. They need to be tuned down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Come
their
on.
survivability
No.
needs to be tuned down.
No,
not
the
their power.
sustain does need to come down.
Yeah, their
The
power
sustain's a
is
little bit too
fine.
much.
Well,
It's about the self healing. Like I think Quark, the actual major issue is that 15-second cooldown heal or 16-second cooldown heal when traded. That's
Oh yeah.
you give a class that already has a bunch of healing within its weapon sets, a 16-second cooldown heal, and it's like, whoa.
that's
I
pretty
do know the
crazy.
least about elementalists. So
Scepter
sorry if
Dagger
I make
actually.
mistakes.
Scepter Dagger actually has more HPS, self HPS than staff.
Okay, well, let's move the mic a little bit. Fred, buddy, what do you think about the
Yeah.
Elementalist?
2 high sustain, and what proves this is that squishy glass cannons are the perfect counter to Staff Elementalist, actually. You can bring squishy warriors, they will do really well against thieves, squishy thieves. If you don't let this Ely just have his cooldown again, then he's fucked. And yeah, that proves that the sustain is way too strong, but their survivability is okay. I mean, they have strong cooldowns to stay alive, like Misform, but like every other profession has, you know?
Well, Tpyo, I know. Have you even touched the Elementalist at all? 'Cause I know-
I haven't really played it. Fighting it, I feel heavy conditions can bring down an elementalist pretty quick.
Would you guys agree with that? Do you think you should go Condi heavy if you can?
Poison and confuse can really bring down Ellie.
Yeah, it depends on the build. There are actually a few builds I ran into that can even overwhelm the healing rain condition removal.
Huh. That's interesting.
There were a few, yeah, which is pretty crazy.
I don't know. I've always run into trouble, but no one wants to hear what I can say. He just plays a Necro and Warrior. No. So when you're looking at the current Elementalist in the meta beta, whatever phrase we were trying to coin there in a couple episodes ago, what trait lines are the strongest currently? Like, what are you usually investing points in?
Arcane.
Arcane? Is that like the go-to?
It's like a
At
must
least
have.
10
Man.
in water.
At least 10 in water.
Why? Tell us.
With 10 in water, you get regen removes Condi removal. Then well, it depends on your build whether you're gonna run the Dwayna rune set or not. If you're running like your support build, then you're gonna run Dwayna, and so every time you heal, even if you're not in water attunement, you're gonna be getting regen application, which removes conditions, and then when you out of Arcane, there's a trait that gives you boons every time you attunement swap. So when you attunement swap to water, you're getting regen. That's a Condi removal. When you throw down your healing rain, it pulses regen. Condi removal. So you see the picture there. That's why you got to go 10 water. But
And
in
these
my
are AoE Condi removals.
yeah. In my support build, I go 20 water, and my glass cannon build, I go 10 water. But actually on staff, I always go 30 arcane because I get the attunement swap boons basically.
Okay.
I get larger area effects on my staff. And then I either get evasive arcana or the shield at 25% health, the arcane shield. The only reason I didn't really run a lot of evasive arcana is because I felt too cheap running that. I didn't even run that in our scrims against Paradigm. I would have felt cheesy because you can dodge roll for a heal. And it's a Condi removal too. That's just messed up, man. It's messed up. But yeah, definitely arcane and water are some important trees.
Most of the or dodge nerf most of the dodge skills, especially for rangers, which we'll touch on soon. But weren't they gonna like nerf a bunch of dodge stuff?
I thought they already did.
Huh? Maybe they did. Chat room.
Like all the dodge on condition or remove conditional dodge.
This was a different skill actually. It's not like your typical dodge roll Connie removal. It's a dodge roll, like it does a spell based on your attunement. And it did healing wave and water attunement. So if you dodge, and it only had a 10-second internal.
Okay, I misunderstood that. Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yep.
Well, what do you think the Elementalist needs in terms of loving from ArenaNet? What things do they need to kind of bring up or maybe present a different role for structured PvP?
Focus is the worst by far.
Yeah?
Focus just... The thing is, like, focus has almost literally no damage, so when your only options are scepter focus and dagger focus. Dagger focus just can't even function because main hand dagger is kind of low on the damage end too, so you absolutely do pretty much nothing. But scepter focus is kind of viable, but all you're bringing really is some projectile destruction, which is kind of valuable depending on the comp you're facing. But I mean, if you're facing like stuff like necros and warriors and stuff, or like what is projectile destruction really going to do in that situation?
Can you describe what that term is? Because I know some people are newer to PvP, and
you have this air spell in the air attunement of focus that puts it basically puts this basically air cloud around, and any projectiles, which would be like some of the elementalist spells, any arrows, bullets, anything like that is gonna get destroyed whenever they try to use a spell. So it is pretty powerful, but you actually don't have any healing on the focus, and then you start to see how an Ellie's like when he doesn't have that major healing, and it's kind of he doesn't have any damage or healing with running focus, so it's like it hurts hard. And then main hand dagger that needs a little bit of buffs. It's almost there. It's scepter does more damage than dagger, and dagger's melee range. Like if I'm gonna be a cloth wearer in melee, I need to be hitting hard, you know?
Yeah.
But whereas scepter's like a 900 range, and it's out DPSing main hand dagger, which obviously isn't good. But I mean, they have some cool spells that they bring to the table. They just need some number tweaks and stuff.
I gotcha. Well, do you guys have any other final words on the profession? I know we're trying to rush through them, but what do you guys
I'm sorry
feel?
if I talk too much.
No, you covered a lot of... I mean, what does everyone else think? Like, what do they need to do to the Elementalist? Who wants to take bat? No one wants to talk about the Elementalist.
No.
It's a fucking interesting profession right now. I mean,
You think
one
it's
of the most
required?
complete one.
Oh, that's quite a statement to make.
Well, the other weapons that don't work, like the focus or the main and dagger, don't need that much love. Just need a little bit, and they will work. Well,
Other than fire attunement on the focus, fire attunement's like a firewall and a flame shield. So none of it does any damage. It's just applies burning, and focus isn't really the best thing to run for a Condi build.
Do you? Okay, and maybe again, I'll be the newbie here, which I really am. Do you usually spec Condi or power when you try to make an Elementalist who's going to be burning air quotes people?
You never really run Condi on an Elementalist.
Really? Okay.
It doesn't. The thing is, like when swapping attunements, you have conditions that are based on that attunement. So you're not really going to have a high uptime of a bunch of Condis at once, other than if you're running signets and stuff, and then that hurts your survivability, and it's just condition. You could maybe pull off a hybrid build.
Okay.
But a full-on condition build really isn't that viable in a LE as it stands right now.
Okay.
but
Yeah,
that's a good question. I've seen so many people like coming with builds, and people who are kind of new to the game and saying, okay, I want to make a fire build, so I want to spend all my time in the fire stance, the fire attunement. And this is a misconception of the Elementalist that I see a lot among the community. And maybe it's the case too. Maybe some people think, okay, I want to stay in fucking Earth and spam Condis,
Actually, that's really
Yeah,
well put.
Bleeding Rocks.
Yeah. What he's, you don't want to, you can't, there's not really any viability to staying in one attunement. You gotta be swapping.
Dat cooldown.
Yep.
All right. Well, that'll round up Elementalist. And again, we're going to be going over these professions. I mean, almost every week, guys. Like, we're going to have discussions on the current meta, changes, patches, all that stuff. So this is kind of like a quick overview. So people who are new to the game or maybe don't know other professions, this can give them some insight. So let's move over to engineer. Quark, sadly, is our engineer guest.
Sadly.
Come on now. Let's boot up some footage. So engineer, can you summarize it for us?
Mid, can you take care?
The engineer can do anything and everything better than any other class, hands
Ooh.
down.
Ew.
But really, they have a whole lot of versatility
Mhm.
just because they have all these different kits, like, available to them.
Okay.
One of my favorite specs, and pretty much what I was running for like the past few events, has been a grenade focused build where I'll bring grenades and just a rifle. Pistols might be better, but I don't know. I need to try. And I have my flamethrower because there's a tier 3 trait that gives stability for flamethrower. And you'll probably see it in this footage if you bring up the footage again of when I stomp people with stability and they can't really do anything about it. So, like, if there's a guardian, he can't knock you back. If there's a ranger, he can't daze you.
Yeah, you just did it. There you go.
Yeah, all right.
Very
So
nice.
he tries to do something to me, and I'm like, I don't care. I have
Get a
stability.
replay on that. Sorry.
Yeah, right. And that's why I bring the flamethrower. I bring the grenades just because they felt really strong in the last events. So really, if you wanted to go damage, why not bring grenades? And especially because they have poison and frozen on a relatively low cooldown, and those are some high priority conditions, at least I feel, especially if you're not running a condition based build, because they don't really do damage. They do their effects, like the regen slowing and the lesser healing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm running the rifle in this.
Do engineers? Someone said they do a lot of healing. Can they do a lot of healing?
Yeah, they can definitely do a lot of healing.
Okay.
I wish it was better. It's not really. The elixir gun
Okay.
is pretty decent at healing, because its 5 skill does an AoE heal, and you can also trade in your tool belt line, the 5th trait line, that whenever you equip a kit, it'll make a spell, and that spell for the elixir gun is the AoE healing. So you can like lay down those 2 things and then switch to your med packs and lay down those. There's also a trait that has bombs heal allies. I don't think that's really good right now either, but like when those numbers do get tweaked, I think you're definitely going to see a really strong healer in each build.
So what's your favorite weapons? Because obviously for those that don't know, they're a bit different. They don't swap weapons. Same with Elementalist. I know we didn't touch on that, but you basically have one weapon set and that's it, right?
Well, you have your weapons and then your kits. For
Right.
your weapons,
Can
the
you
only thing
describe just
choose-
how they work real quick?
Yeah, okay. So you have your weapon. It acts like a normal weapon. Whoopee. You only get one, but the thing is that your utility skills are kits, some of them, and when you hit that kit, it gives you a whole new set of skills, like your 5 skills. So if I equip my grenade kit, which you'll probably see in the video sometime soon. Oh, I just shot that guy off through. Sorry, I'm watching the video. If you see my grenades, you'll see my 5 skills switch over, and I have 5 grenades that I can throw. And so I like switch to that kit, I throw all my grenades in the proper order, and then I can switch back to my rifle. The great thing that I really found about kits is that they don't have that 10-second cooldown that other weapons have. So you can really just like weave in between your kit and your weapon to really get exactly what spell you want. So like if I see some guy, he's about to heal, and I'm with my rifle, I'll quickly switch over to grenades and throw my poison grenade. Or if he's trying to run away, I can like net him with my rifle, switch over to grenades, throw frost grenade, switch back over to rifle, and jump towards him. And to me, that I just really love that kind of play where I have, we'll say 15 with 2 kits. I'll have 15 skills in front of me, and I'll be like, what exact skill do I want to do right here? And
Pause it there, but because that's a lot of
Yeah.
information to take in. So, does that mean the engineer's too complicated? Do you think it's at a good spot right now?
I definitely feel as if it's the highest skill cap or skill entry level even class, but that's not to say that it's impossible to learn for even like a casual player. That to be the best NG, it's going to take a lot of like you're going to have to know all of your cooldowns and at what point they are, because you can't really easily see where they are,
Right.
especially if you're weaving, because you're like, all right, did I use that frost grenade 7 seconds ago or 10 seconds ago?
So it takes a lot of feeling, basically.
I will
because-
say this, Quark. I will agree with you. Once they nerf a few things on the NG and buff a few other things,
Yeah,
Like some
it
of the-
definitely needs some toning. I agree.
like some of those pistol grenade spam builds are kind of
Oh no.
Yeah.
not the hardest thing to pick up,
No,
but some of them are interesting builds that need more buffing, where will have that high skill cap that you're talking about,
Like I want to say in Beta Weekend 2, you could, before the grenader trait was fixed, it said 50% chance to throw like 2 extra grenades, but it was 100% chance. And so you could just literally stay in your grenade all day and just be like, this is easy, I'm winning. But I definitely feel they'll tone it back, the grenades and probably even bombs. But they'll get everything even, and we'll hope that we can have a balanced game. And when that does happen, that'll pretty much be how you play NG.
Yeah.
At least I feel.
So, I guess how do you guys feel about the engineer? I mean, Izkimar obviously gave some of his thoughts right there.
I was like, shut up, Quark, let me talk.
Right? Jeez, man, you talk more than Izkimar, man.
Gotta match the picture of my face, my picture, man. I gotta talk like this, man. Like, give me your money, dog. This is how I play Elementalist.
This is unforgivable. No, I hope people get that reference. Okay. Well, Tpyo and Fred, what do you think about the engineer? What's your thoughts on it currently?
It's OP. I want this profession to be crushed down. No, I'm just playing warrior, and engineer is a natural counter to warrior.
Chill,
but
the pain of all warriors.
it's not that. But yeah, it's a nice profession. I mean, there's plenty of things to do in many trade lines. The rifle just need to do damage. That's it, and I think you will be able to use it. And maybe buffing some toolkits. I don't know. I don't play engineer, but I just feel like the profession is okay,
Okay.
and I just don't
Somebody-
like them.
Somebody
Well,
from the chat has a really good
defend
question.
that.
Oh,
Hold on, I gotta defend this OP, blah blah blah.
Well, somebody.
So
we'll answer the
Yeah,
question in
go
a
ahead,
second.
yes, if you do some things, they are, just OP. It's pretty obvious. But if you do other things, like trying to really play Elixir Gun, like if you bring an Elixir Gun and the Torque Wrench, that's you bleh, I can't do anything with that. At least not right now. So
Yeah.
they do have
Position.
things that just need to be toned down, but I think them as an overall class feels okay.
Okay. So more good than bad,
Well-
which is good.
On the topic of engineer, Fred, people want to know how was it working with Heath Ledger, man? and how did you cope with his loss? How did you feel?
Well, I'm destroyed right now. I'm fucking nice.
Dude,
He's still mourning. I can see in his eyes.
I'm already sad.
Okay. So, and I just want to cover the. I'll defend the engineer a little bit, not completely. Every profession basically has weapons and traits that need some love. Like the goal for ArenaNet is to make sure you have different builds that can be viable. So, like direct damage necromancers, what are those, right? No. They're working on it, but there's a lot of professions that are overall pretty good, I'd say. So we're trying to hit what's good, what's bad, so you guys know what to play, what to use, and what's hot and what's not. So, next one. Tpyo.
Oh, we're done with Ingies already?
We're done, unless you have any final words there.
Dude,
man.
you just
I was ready to like talk about positions they could play.
Okay. Go for it. I want more.
Well, I don't know.
Nah,
we
Quark,
have
nobody
enough
wants to
time.
hear you talk about that, bro. You know? You know, man?
I'll make my own podcast, Engineers Only.
Well, some final tips and tricks, because I do want to make sure we're hitting an hour or so for the sake of people who want an hour. Who are those people? Show yourselves. I know you're out there.
Quark, it's coming down to the people in the chat. If they want to hear about NG, then...
All right, guys. Do you guys want to hear more engineer stuff?
Still reading the chat, so
I'll defy those 1 hour punks. I will.
Well, what does NG really bring to the table? Like, what do they bring to team fights? Can they really hold their own one-on-one?
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Besides damage, like, what do they bring?
Well, what comes to mind in my first thought is that they bring their Elixir R, which is a really great res signet. Well, it's not a res signet, but I call it a res signet. And what that does is you throw it on an area where your opponent is down, or your friendly is down, and it'll heal a percentage of their life until they pop back up. So really what you can do is, if someone's trying to stomp your friend, and we'll imagine they don't have stability because they're bad at the game,
Ooh.
you can throw your Elixir R down, walk up to them, and then use your Rifle 4 to just blow them back, and your teammate's up, no problem. So I feel as if they have really good ability to pretty much constantly bring your teammates up, because your Elixir R can get on a really low cooldown if it's traded, and even if it's not traded, it's still like 40 seconds, whereas the other res signets are something like 90 plus seconds.
Comment. They're good roamers, right? Like, they're excellent.
They're amazing roamers, specifically because they can get permanent swiftness pretty easily, and if you're not going to go that route, there are other ways to get a lot of uptime of swiftness and still really not compromise much of anything. So they do roam really well. Another thing that they bring to the team fights, at least I was playing with, is that if you do the stability with Flamethrower, they can stomp really well, because they have always up stability. It's not like, oh, I have even, we'll say 30-second cooldown, even though I don't think there's a stability that's low of a cooldown. But the NG literally has 100% of uptime of stability when they want it. And it's just like,
Lich
oh, I
has 30-second stability.
I stomp, I get out of stability. And yeah, but you can't stomp Lich form.
I'm just being a jerk.
What happens if you purge stability off of you with the flamethrower up?
You're just
Yeah,
trying to
anything.
open. You're just trying to open a box.
Permanent, like, you get stability. I don't know how it works now that it's a boon, apparently.
Yes, that's what I was
That-
referring to.
I would imagine if it's a boon, then it'll be able to be stripped, too.
Yeah, for those that don't know, and we were joking earlier, we can make a show out of this. Stability is now a boon. That means it can be purged. So necromancers can go whatcha and destroy that stability. So that'll be a different topic. And if you have stability, you won't get feared. I went through footage. They fixed it. All right. All right. I'm done. I'm sorry. Maximum forgiveness. All right. Well, we're finally gonna move over to the Ranger. I'm sorry, Quark.
Oh, that's fine.
All right, buddy. All right, so Tpyo is the resident Ranger expert. So can you summarize the Ranger? What does it do well? What weapons are excellent right now, etc.?
So I feel the Ranger is probably the best 1 versus 1 class or profession in the game. It can teamfight really well, but I like it more on the roamer, holding one node type of style. Some traits or weapons anyways. I really like the Axe Warhorn as my primary. Since the recent change to Sigil of Earth, I'd probably just use Axe, Torch.
Real quick, actually, I don't think some people know about the nerf that happened.
Okay, so the Sigil of Earth was 60% chance on crit to add a stack of bleed, which was probably amazing on Rangers because of Bird, like Warhorn 4 does 16 attacks. So, if all of those crit, you have a pretty high chance of getting like 10 stacks of bleeds.
Little.
In addition to Axe 2, you throw 5 axes, which all bleed, and if those crit, you can add more bleeds. So later in this footage, you'll see me apply about 25 bleeds to an engineer in about 3 seconds, and he just instantly dies.
Is that coming up soon? I forget where that is.
It's a little bit later.
Okay. I'll keep on the lookout for it.
Sure. I think the number one weapon that really needs some love is the short bow. I think people kind of hype it up too much. It really doesn't do a whole lot of damage. I mean, you get some nifty little, like, swiftness, evade, daze, but the damage is really lacking.
Izkimar, do you disagree there?
It's about to be a fight up in this place. Oh no! Take out my earrings.
Oh no.
Nah, I mean, I can't elaborate on it too much. Sobin's our ranger, but dude, I'll tell you, short bow is not weak. I've seen that.
Strong.
Short bow is strong, man.
It's got a strong hand.
Strong. It's really strong.
Oh,
like you have your evade, you have your disable, you have your poison, you have your bleed. I mean, it's strong.
Sword dagger does all that.
It doesn't have a stun days, and it's ranged, and it's an evade that shoots you backwards. It doesn't keep you in the fight. I can't really elaborate on too much, but I'm just telling you, fighting Sobin on a short bow will make you regret it. Just saying,
that
man.
weapon is definitely scary. Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like
it's,
you would never be able to kill me.
Oh.
It's just an
Oh,
amazing weapon.
dude, call
It's
it.
a throwdown.
Get some. Sorry. Okay.
Let's boot up the game right now. Solve this.
Yeah, let's get in beta. Let's go.
Let's go.
This is postponed to August 25th.
About to go get a calendar out, write it up. Kill Tpyo with short bow.
Wait, do I have a... There we go. There's your little screen. Now I know when you're talking.
Oh yeah, that's my skill. That's that new Mesmer mantra. Oh yeah.
You've seen it here first.
Yeah. You know what this skill does? It summons a short bow.
Okay. Back to Tpyo. So
Sorry.
that's too funny.
I'm sorry.
So short bow, we have some debate, which is awesome. Actually, that's a really good sign that people have different opinions. If anything, that's a good sign of people have different opinions. Blah 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 blah. What other weapons do you think are hot and what's not? And I love saying that. I will keep doing it.
Honestly, everything. I mean, longbow. I think they toned down a little bit before they brought the AI of the pets in line. Rapid fire, I felt, was doing like half as much damage in the recent stress tests. I really like longbow for team fights, just for the knockback to help like revive people, or volley. I don't know. I always lean towards Axe Warhorn for just about everything.
Does good damage and has group support. Good damage. Damage.
Yeah. I mean
birds, man.
The birds especially, but Warhorn 5. I mean, you give AOE, swiftness, fury. I'm not sure if it gives a might.
Let's see. You just pumped it. Yeah,
it does.
Might. Yep. Thanks, footage. You just happened to.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, it's way better than the Warrior Warhorn ability that just gives swiftness.
Definitely. Don't even get me started, man. Fred's gonna cover that. I can feel it. Fred.
What?
Where's the Warrior Warhorn? and how it's not as comparable or favorable as the Ranger Warhorn.
Yeah, but it gets rid of some conditions.
What?
It does. It gets rid of
different
immobilizes
things.
and stuff.
It's good. It's good,
They
man.
can't be compared.
They are
can
different.
be compared. To,
I mean, you got vigor going out, weakness going out, man. You got some swiftness and removing that cripple and mope. Dude, and mope's one of the strongest. That's probably the strongest
It's the
condition in the game, man.
We'll talk about it soon.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it soon.
Yeah, man. You're getting me all hyped up, man.
My bad. I'm sorry, bro.
Faelor, man. God damn it, always talking mess to me and stuff, dude.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the Warhorn 5 ability for the vigor weakness.
That's good.
I mean, just like the Ranger Warhorn 4 ability brings a lot of damage and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It's more offensive.
Well, what's the build that you've been running with? Because I know you were really Condy happy, then you changed it up on the... Was it the last part of Beta Weekend 3, the stress test? I know you modified it.
Yeah, I think it was Beta Weekend 3 that I went to Spirits. It wasn't in this footage. This is my more like one-on-one build. The Spirits are probably overpowered. It's almost ridiculous what they bring to the
What do
table.
they
I can
do?
have... I mean, the one I
protection
use...
at least.
Yeah, protection. I have 100% protection uptime. I have 100% swiftness uptime while in combat. And then the other one is burning. So it's just constantly have burning up without having to have another skill. Like I don't need torch to apply that. And this applies to all my teammates. So they're all doing the same thing. They constantly have protection, giving up burning, whatever. They did buff the Sun Spirit, the one that applies burning, to also apply a stack of might whenever it procs.
Oh wow.
So that can.
How
that
often
can-
does it proc? Do you know?
It's a 35% chance on all attacks
Oh,
If it's traded, right?
when it's traded.
okay.
But obviously, you're going to trade it if you're going full 4 spirits.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds a little OP. Oh, what do you guys think about the Ranger? What's your thoughts?
Spirits equal gay.
Whoa. So you think they're overpowered? Is that what that means?
They just don't. I don't know. The gameplay they bring about isn't really anything. Like you just have your spirits and you get these.
Do you think
These
it's
passive
skill-less?
effects, man.
Because of the passive effects being. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Anything
really-
that's that passive is just meh.
Too passive. Too passive.
And the Spirit Elite, when you pop it, gives
Oh,
like
it's silly. It gives the
500
res.
health. Yeah, 500 health a second AoE regen, which isn't like a boon or anything. It just does its thing. And then every 30 seconds, you can like use it while targeting someone that's downed, and about a second or two later, it'll heal them for like 13,000, usually bringing them out of
Doesn't it just get 'em
downstate.
up?
But yeah, Rangers are they're definitely strong. Their condition builds are definitely strong. Like, I mean, trap builds
yeah.
are really strong too. Not just the spirit builds. Depth
Oh yeah,
frost
yeah,
trap.
absolutely.
Depth
Oh,
frost
yeah.
trap will kill
A
a
frost
warrior.
trap
Man.
that you can combo too.
Warriors hate that, man.
Yeah.
Get that-
Oh.
Oh,
I'm wanting this engineer from Infamy Gaming over and
It's
over
Luke.
on this point, and he responds a couple times, and I think the next time he comes back, I kill in about 5 or 7 seconds.
Oh, I can't wait. Here we go.
no. Let me address the Swaggin' Mac. Now,
Alright.
every class definitely is not OP. Like, from what I mean, obviously there's stuff that people haven't discovered yet, but
There are OP
For-
specs.
generally there's like two or three like really strong stuff. I'd say 2 that are kind of really lame, like the Venom Thieves. That's really strong.
Well,
Yeah.
they can't take that away yet because they have nothing else.
Yeah, I know. and then I guess
here it
Rangers
comes.
Rangers are just really strong 1v1. Some of the builds
Here we
are
go.
too strong.
Look at those bleeds. Is he dead already? Oh, he's down.
Too strong. Like the
How
tank
fast
ability.
was that?
21 bleeds.
All right,
I
hold
saw
on.
21 bleeds.
I'm going back here. Here we go.
The tank ability. The tank ability that they can get along with like if you're running a shaman's amulet, you're gonna be tanky as hell, but you still have your same pet damage and you're still putting out quite a bit of condi damage. It's
Mhm.
crazy, man.
All right, so
I really like the Rabbit Amulet because it gives you a ton of toughness and
that's
crit
9
and
seconds, by the
condition.
way. That's 9 seconds
Okay.
to downstate.
Yeah, Rabbit and Shamans are really nice on Rangers.
I mean, really cool. I'll defend Tpyo. He's a good player. He's a really good player. But Ranger's also really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it's a little underplayed.
I'd say
I don't-
Power Ranger. Power Ranger is underpowered though.
And
yeah,
they shouldn't
yeah.
be. Come on, Power Ranger.
Power Ranger.
Come on.
It used to be strong like the earlier betas, man. Like Beta Weekend 1 and stuff. But Power
Ranger-
Ranger definitely.
Like power scaling with a lot of the abilities Ranger has since they brought pets back in line.
Yeah. I think we're not
Like, I
seeing
ran-
Rangers right now
sorry.
just because everyone's still salty about their bad pets.
Using salty, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pets are way better than they were before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so if someone picked up the Ranger, what weapons, really quick again, would you recommend?
Axe Warhorn.
Huh?
Axe Warhorn.
Axe War.
Those are some of the strongest weapons in the entire game.
Okay. Because that's what I
Axe-
use.
Axe Warhorn for a Ranger
Yeah.
and short bow.
Short bow too.
Okay.
Uh,
So that'd be like your, hey, if you're interested in
Sounds
this
good.
profession, check it out.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yep.
All right. It's time for the bat. Like, we're ready. I think the chat's ready too.
No.
All right.
Guys, who is he? Is he Val Kilmer? Like what Batman is he, man?
What? How's that even a question?
I mean, which one is he, man?
Come on.
No.
Oh,
Stop
no.
trolling.
Come on.
Weak troll attempt.
Come on, man.
All right. So Fred's the local warrior expert. Check his column at guildwarsinsider.com. Okay. He has some awesome videos, so check his YouTube also. And all these guys, well, Quark and Tpyo, do you guys have your own channels, or is it just on?
no.
No. Come on now. Okay.
I have my own channel.
Go with the program. Anyways, check out Fred's stuff. It's awesome. But Fred, buddy, can you summarize the warrior for us?
Summarize the warrior. Yeah, well, everything is good. Pretty much every fucking trait is good. It's the profession Arianet has worked the most on. And yeah, that is the resume, man. That's the
Sure.
resume.
Who do you recommend the warrior towards? If someone, what traits, and I'm attributes and traits, air quotes, appeals to warrior fans? Like, if you want to play a class in Guild Wars 2, why would you roll a warrior?
Because I want to be in melee. That's the main answer, man. It's like Chief have some trouble staying in melee. Obviously, Ranger are definitely better at range. Engineer, even if they have close range specs, they are still better at range. And yeah, if you want to be in melee, you play a warrior.
There we go. Got some footage rolling now. Yeah.
Do you play Frenzy Warrior? Or
Yeah,
fucking
sometimes,
Fury?
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Like 100 Blades.
Frenzy
Oh, are
or
we gonna
Fury?
see it?
This is his balance build.
Frenzy.
It's awesome. This is honestly.
This is the balance spec, yeah.
Yeah, when for those that haven't seen the embarrassing duel of me and Fred, that lasts like 6 seconds on one of his videos. That was the first time I saw you in combat. I go up to you, I'm like, oh, whatever, and I just get obliterated. It's terrible. This build that we're showing right now, Fred has a video for it, but it's really solid all around. Like he said, it's just really solid every aspect.
Yep, really balanced. This is a nice thing with this build. But
so
I'm
what do you
starting to run something more glass cannon. With the frenzy, I just found a way to combine the strength traits with the arms traits, giving you kind of a PvE spec combined with a PvP spec and shitload of damage. Outrageous load of damage.
You don't even have to run like a berserkers though for it to be crazy strong.
Yeah, but I like it because I like
You like-
60% crit chance, you know?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's your crit
But-
damage mod? Do you know off the top of your head?
I'm sorry?
Your crit damage modifier? Do you know what that's floating
I
around?
think it's around 50.
Oh wow. Okay.
250, I think.
Wow.
Me and Fred had this build. It's kind of like they're like brothers. We have some slight differences. Like
Yeah.
I'll either run in I'll run in a Valkyrie to still get some some crit damage, but I get that toughness that Berserkers lacks, and we both have crazy fury uptime, and I might stack in it, man.
Fury's
I don't like
awesome,
to
dude.
my stack. I don't like to
See,
my stack.
Fred's
Again.
Fred doesn't know what he's talking about, man.
Oh,
what
man.
if you are against boon removal, man? Then you're fucked.
No, you
Izkimar wants
your
to throw
ramp
down
up.
against
Your ramp
everyone.
up is still quick, man. Your ramp up, if you're running the Signet, and then freaking chat.
Oh man, they're showing the hate. They're like, no, get him out of here. Go back, you Elementalist.
Yeah, community's backing me up, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the warrior has so many. He's able to fulfill pretty much every role in the game. He's a very good roamer. He's an amazing support, maybe the best in the game. Seriously, with the when the warrior trait will work, oh man, that's going to be crazy. He's an awesome carry. He's a decent duelist. I wouldn't make him duel rangers or engineers, but he can do his job, And he's a good point keeper. I think you like to play a point keeper warrior, Faelor, with the armor, and yeah, he's good at this. KDUL PP from Team Legacy US love to play this way, and it's also amazing.
It's fun. I don't know. I think I like the hammer too much, but no, I definitely agree with Fred because that's kind of my backup profession, just like Izkimar. Like, it's just really balanced. I don't disagree. It can do everything, and it's not terrible. Like, it's really up to what you pick with weapons. Make sure your weapon selection's right to fit your role. If you try picking weapons that don't fit your role that you're bringing to your team comp, like, it's not going to do that great, but it fits so many holes.
I mean, Warrior definitely has one of the strongest roaming builds, man. I mean, Savage Leap.
One of the three best professions in the game to roam, definitely.
Yeah, dude. Savage Leap, Whirlwind, Charge. It's pretty crazy, man. And the thing is, you can bring. It's not like you're giving up anything to roam like that. You're bringing in a mob on your burst skill. You can bring shout support and still do crazy damage. Crazy damage. Like one of my builds is a might stacking build that's shouts. It's shouts heal and then running the soldier's rune set.
Oh yeah.
And then
can you describe what that does real quick for people?
The soldier's rune set, whenever the 6-piece bonus allows your shouts to remove conditions whenever you use them, which makes shouts like Shake It Off infinitely stronger because it already removes a condition.
AKA, you'll never have a Condi on you.
Then you go 30 points. You go 30 points into tactics, and you get the trait that makes shouts heal. You get the reduced shout cooldowns. Fear Me.
No, that's that you can combine healing shouts with a fucking war on that remove conditions, and that you're giving Dwayna on your heal instead of soldier. Man, this is the best support in the game, and I want to try it.
Preach it, brother. Preach it. I love warriors.
Warrior is amazing, man. I love me some warrior.
I keep wanting to pan do the 5-man screen in XSplit, but this footage, man, shows what a warrior can do. So, well, what else? Tpyo. Okay, Tpyo. We're gonna pick on you because me and you ran.
Oh no.
Okay, so for those that don't know, which is everyone, I'll be honest, I have that support warrior build. Go check it out on YouTube. But it's like hammer-centric, and Tpyo ran something similar, and basically we would harass people like Quark or whoever we saw in hot join games, and we'd be 2 hammer warriors constantly like ceasing points, and no one would ever capture points. It was pretty wonderful. So what are your thoughts on the warrior currently, Tpyo?
I think they're great, and I think you should probably have at least one on every team.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, I think Warrior Guardian, can't really do without. Well, I guess you could do without Warrior, but I would always want to bring a Warrior. Just from
do you have a preference for your favorite weapons? Just personally, personal favorites. Don't think too hard. There's too many selections.
Yeah,
because they have 19 combos. For those that don't know, warriors have 19 different.
I'll stick with my 3 combos with Indy.
Yeah.
I'll say this main hand sword is one of my favorite weapons, just because of that mobility, you know.
Yep.
And the thing is, well, I used to really be in love with it in like beta weekend 1. The flurry damage was crazy. It didn't do bleeding back then or something, and the damage was too much. It needed to be toned down. But now it does like no damage, and it bleeds.
It's like 12 stacks of bleed, which is great. But now that they nerfed the Sigil of Earth, that's not going off a bunch. So it procs once because it's a 3-second channel. So that's okay. So let's do some real quick mental math theory crafting. There's 12 stacks of bleed from the F1. You're going to proc once through Sigil. It's 13. You have a 33% chance to proc bleed on a crit. So like half, a third of those crit. I mean, you'll hit 16, which is really good. But like the actual power aspect's like so weak. Like you're like poke, 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 and then there's condition damage. So that was my weird rant.
But the weapon is already so strong.
It is.
I don't know.
Chain 3 is really good. The sword 3, the chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
If
pretty
you're if you're running leg specialist, it immobilizes.
The auto attack, just the power damage of the auto attack. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
It's not axe level though. It's not axe level.
It is because you will hit your target more often.
No, the axe is faster. It hits.
Yeah,
faster.
it hits faster, but you will be kited like shit.
Oh, because you're talking about Savage Leap. Yep.
Oh, I want this. I didn't even think about this before when we were doing show notes. This has been kind of a rant since beta weekend 1, but I'm also not much of a PvPer until the last few months. Do you guys think the leap distances for warriors should be increased? Because I know they're really small, and that was kind of a complaint I had. Are they good? Are they enough?
They're good.
Oh, they're good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's one of those like
really
newbie
long to
versus
me.
like more
Yeah,
experienced
increase
people
Savage
things.
Leap, man, so I can just roam better.
I think,
Do that, man.
It's well,
I think
I
Shield
want the
4 could use some love.
I want the game to just play the just be good for me, so I don't have to be good.
Yeah, but when like I knock you down and then I dodge roll away and you're warrior and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna Savage Leap at you. I'm like, but I tried to kite you and now it's useless.
Okay.
So if you make it too long, you just you're always in melee range.
I just want to
Maybe eviscerate. Eviscerate is
No.
I don't want to
That
buff
is
it,
not
but when you're a crippled man, wow.
Do you think they should nerf?
Good job.
Do you think eviscerate damage is balanced currently? Because that's another hot topic.
There's a bug with the warrior actually that makes each state of adrenaline having a separate cooldown. So to whoever wants to play a fucking unbalanced build, just bring the adrenaline stance. No, Berserker stance, yeah, and two main and axe, and enjoy.
Yeah, eviscerate.
Eviscerate, yeah.
I do love me some eviscerate.
You could do that with the hammer too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the warrior a lot. I also love the necro, but we're talking about the warrior, of course. Like, it's just so balanced. It can do so many things. And I didn't think that initially. I know, like, if you guys listen to our previous podcasts, like when we did the first beta weekend, I don't know. I was like really up in the air, but I think that was just my lack of experience or understanding how it can like synergize, and how you're switching weapons, locking people down. Like, it was just totally a lack of experience, and now I'm like amazed by it. So,
Yep.
Yeah, we've all learned a lot since like that first hands-on.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, we've hit just about an hour. Good job, guys. Very awesome.
Really?
Yeah. That was quick. That was a quick hour.
That was quick.
I know. I want to keep talking about things.
All right, round 2, fight.
Okay. What do we need to wrap up? Next week we're gonna have the 4 remaining professions. So the Guardian, Mesmer, Necro, and Thief. We'll see who pops on. If you're one of those professions and maybe have some footage we can review, because like these guys, we have footage. We can see they know what they're doing, and obviously they're on the show and they're going into detail. We want to go into more detail, but we don't have time. So if you're one of those folks, let us know. We can have you on the show. Otherwise, we'll probably bug these poor saps. Get Izkimar back on here, whether he likes it or not. Yeah, I know.
No.
Please don't do it. We'll make Fred stay up and everything.
Yeah.
No,
No, we
we'll
need
make
to
him
get
wake
low
up.
in here. If you're doing thief, we need to get low in here.
Yeah, no, we need to get him in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Viewer questions. I asked for them on Twitter, and we have a few. I'm hoping to get a few more, but honestly, we're trying to cap it in an hour. So get them in. Use Twitter. Use our contact form at gw2bnc.com. And man, look at chat room. What are you guys talking about? Crazy.
Dude, they're
right?
getting some Fred
Right,
love.
Fred.
Dude.
Love the Fred. You guys want Fred on next week? You want to make him play another profession?
Fred, go play a bunch of thief in the stress test tomorrow,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then we won't even send a low, man. We won't even send a low.
Does he have a comment?
They are going to love Lowell, actually. Yeah.
He's okay.
They are going to.
He's alright. Is he in here? I was hoping to. Oh.
No.
Oh darn it.
Now, low is actually sleeping, man.
He's saying.
Like a normal person.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we definitely love the chat room love as always. You can see us on gw2bnc.com. Go to our Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on here. Trying to hit partner at some point, but we need more love. Obviously, when the game launches, we're gonna be shoutcasting the AC team. We're gonna shoutcast the Super Squad. More teams. I know some of you other guys are in the chat from other teams. I'm not gonna list you all, but you guys have shown a lot of support, and that means a lot. Because I'll say it every effing episode. It's all about community right now. Like if we don't have a good launch and we don't work together to make sure the game succeeds and provide positive feedback for the devs, like it's not going to go anywhere. This is going to be a waste of time. So we've seen with other MMOs. I don't need to do this speech. Other MMOs have so many failed MMOs, and I'm sick of it. I want this one to work. So work together. Come on. That's all I got. You guys have any final words?
We don't want to work with anybody, man. Yeah, dude.
Gosh.
That's not fun, man. It's not fun.
Drink Refreshy for Quark's sake, so you can get that
Yep.
sponsorship.
Fresh for life.
All right, it's time. It's time. Who wants that Folgers? that lifetime Folgers, man.
We're doing a contest, live contest.
I'll pass.
The pass, man. Oh, you don't know what you're missing, dude.
All right, we're gonna cut off for Rizzles. You guys are wonderful. Catch us next week. I think we're gonna stick with Tuesdays. I'm really good at procrastinating and delaying things, so who knows? Make sure you guys are following us so you get the latest updates, and we'll pick a day. But you guys are wonderful, and see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Best part waking up is forged in your cup.